Hi everyone, I'm attorney Elina Santana, and today I want to talk to you about former Senate Bill 1718, now law, signed by Governor Ron DeSantis. Everyone's been calling our office asking what is included in this new law that will take force in Florida in July. So I just wanted to go over just a couple of bullet points on what the law includes. Number one, unfortunately, it will require that hospitals ask for the legal status of their patients, and hospitals will actually be forced to report this to the state. Unfortunately, this may mean that some of our immigrants will feel scared about going to the hospital, and that's a big problem with this bill. Another point that the bill includes is that it will actually criminalize the transportation of immigrants inside of the state, and by that we mean undocumented persons. So, for example, Uber drivers may have a problem if they pick up people who are out of status. What are they going to do? Ask for status? We really don't know how this how this law will actually be enforced, but that's a serious concern. And more importantly, for our families, if you have a family member who's undocumented, for example, you take your undocumented mother to the grocery store, that's now going to be a felony, punishable by not just time, but also financial penalties. So it's a really big deal. And that's going to affect a lot of families in our community. Another thing this law puts into place is a $12 million funding of the State Division of Emergency Management, which is to be used for the unauthorized alien transport program, as it's called by the governor, which is essentially what you remember when you saw people being transported to Martha's Vineyard from other states, moving them to more immigrant-friendly states. So our state has now authorized the use of $12 million in funds for that program. The law will also require that DNA samples be taken for people that are in federally held facilities for immigration matters. And it will also toughen the penalties for employers who are employing undocumented immigrants. And while some of you may think, well, that's not so bad, right? The government requires that people make sure they have lawful work permits. And on the face, maybe that's not so bad. But what people don't realize is that in Florida, especially in our agricultural industry, about 40% of our workers are undocumented. So what that means is that by increasing penalties and making it harder for employers to actually use these people for our agricultural work, about 40% of our actual labor market in Florida will disappear if overnight all of these employers stop bringing people on, stop paying people, fire people. Our agricultural industry as we know it could go kaput in Florida. It will have huge economic repercussions, and not just in agriculture. That's just the biggest one, but we would see repercussions in the tourism industry, waste management, as far as also construction. That's the other big one. Excuse me. Construction is the other big one where we might see some huge loss of labor. So this will have a negative economic impact on Florida. What can you do other than call your Congress people? Definitely be safe out there. If you have family members who are out of status, or you yourself are out of status, please, be careful. Try to use public transportation if you can, but be mindful of where you're going, of what areas you're traveling in. And frankly, I do think that this will be enjoined and that there will be a lawsuit very soon, given that it involves the severe limit of rights for U.S. citizens and residents, since they will be penalized for transporting immigrants. I do believe that we will see a lawsuit very soon. And I anticipate that the law will be stopped, but we can't promise it. So in the meantime, we move forward. Keep fighting. Take care, everyone.